Hello there, WiseDragon here. Today I'm going to be giving you some reasons why you should play the final expansion in the Witcher 3 series, Blood and Wine. You should play The Witcher 3 if you haven't already, because it's the best RPG adventure game I've ever played, and arguably the best game of 2015. Sorry Fallout 4, but your shit got repetitive after a while. I'm talking to you, Preston. Blood and Wine marks the final chapter to the Witcher 3 series, and its content's well worth the price. While the previous expansion, Heart of Stone, was great in its own right, Blood and Wine dwarfs it in terms of scale and longevity. There's even a little nod to anyone who's purchased Blood and Wine in the opening sequence of missions.
Silk kerchief, monogrammed DLC, a noble's accessory clearly.
In this outing, Geralt of Rivia has been summoned to fight an unknown beast that's slaying nobles and civilians alike in the fairy tale land of Toussaint. I can't stress enough how good everything looks. There's very few games where I've had to stop what I'm doing just to admire the scenery. This looks so fucking beautiful. CD Projekt Red my Jonathan Ross. CD Projekt Red went to meticulous lengths to make the world around the player engrossing and believable in The Witcher 3, and the latest installment's no exception. In fact, in my opinion, it's better. Why? Toussaint is essentially a vibrantly colourful imitation of southern France, full of knights, fair maidens and festivals. Walk outside the walls of its cities, however, and you're plunged into a world of death-trapped dungeons, haunted cemeteries, and other places unfit for a grand kingdom. The contrast is stark, and adds an extra layer of cautious trepidation as opposed to the war-torn wastes of Velen and Novigrad. Aside from the new map filled with new Witcher contracts and side missions, some of which are hilarious,
Somebody stole the testicles off a statue.
there's a catalogue of new monsters to slay, and seeing as how you're prompted to be level 34 or over before starting this campaign, they're tougher than ever before. Come on, Anne. Come on, Anne. You know who I am? I'm Geralt of Rivia. Oh my god, I caved it on my head. Alright, Geralt, okay. Dodge. Oh, shit! There is an option to go a pre-made character if you find yourself behind a few levels, but I recommend slugging it out with your own. Another thing that can't be replicated is the Witcher's charm, and this expansion keeps it afloat miraculously. The script is on point, and the dialogue pays homage to the novels that have inspired the series. Everyone you interact with has their own personality, and while there's a glossary dedicated to key characters because there are so many, you'll identify with a lot of them, and quickly discover your favourites. On the technical side, the in-game menu's been updated, categorising your inventory into sections, allowing ease of access, which was one of the few niggling problems I had with the game prior to its update. There's a bunch of new features too, such as the ability to enhance your current mutagens, the enhancements to weapons and armour, and the chance to find all your Gwent cards. These are all optional, by the way, giving the player a worthwhile reason to explore and take on the more obscure quests available, and drift outside the reins of the main quest here, which in itself boasts 20 hours worth of content. That's more than most games. Destiny. All in all, I can't stress enough how much I've enjoyed the Witcher series. Being the gaming snob that I am, I'm going to compare all future adventure RPGs to these titles, and if they don't fit the bill, they're not worth my time. Blood and Wine composites everything I previously loved about The Witcher 3, and as I said before, it's the best chunk of DLC I've seen in terms of quality and quantity, and that's why it needs to be recognised as a true gem, and a fitting send-off to what has been a progressively stunning IP. As always, thanks for watching, and for more chats, news, rants and reviews, subscribe to WiseDragon. You'd be wise to do so. Did I mention all the buggery? Yeah, there's still plenty of buggery.